Mr. Shearer's misinformation about separating children from their parents. Number one, every day in the United States of America, when someone is arrested, they're separated from their parents, just to clarify that. So these continuous attacks on law enforcement is disgraceful in itself. Okay, issues that pertain to public safety cut across party lines, and as well they should. When far left Democrat politicians and other elected officials ignore laws that they don't like, they encourage and perpetuate a spirit of lawlessness among their constituents with behaviors that are reckless and sadly irreversible. When you have elected officials who take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New Jersey, and
excuse me.
Can you please remove her? She routinely interrupts this meeting. She needs to be removed. Sergeant at Arms.
Excuse me.
Behave yourself.
The public, we have paid you.
You folks are going to interrupt counsel while they're talking. I'm going to ask the officer to remove you from the meeting. You were given the courtesy of
sat here and listened
putting
to
your
everybody.
points forward
Yep.
without comments from anyone else.
No.
Now you respect them when they're giving their comments.
We listened to everything everyone had to say.
Thank you. When you have elected officials tweeting out, warning, advising criminals how to elude and evade the law enforcement community, that is a disgrace, and you're in violation of your office, and you're obstructing justice. The reality is that a sanctuary state is about identity politics, dimly veiled under the tactical agenda of socialists who want to shame the public into believing anyone who opposes them are racist or xenophobic haters. Since when is concern for public safety a cause for collective guilt? When the governor and state legislator thinks they're arbiters of constitutional analysis, there is a problem. When New Jersey's Attorney General calls for sheriffs across the state to ignore federal immigration laws, and when the governor and his soldiers rally behind him, it once again validates that New Jersey is on a slippery slope towards political anarchy. State government thinks it's acceptable to strong-arm sheriffs into ignoring the federal immigration laws. When an oath is taken, uphold the law, that means all of them. The rule of law still applies, and so does the separation of powers and judicial review. State and local policymakers must accept that they are not in any position to pick and choose which law they will honor and which laws they will ignore. Law enforcement and public safety go hand in hand, and I continue to stand by that credo. Identity politics was created to charm and manipulate an unwilling community of people into dependency, brainwashing them into believing socialist rhetoric to get their votes. It's not about empowering people. It's about keeping them relying on government by dangling carrots of free college, driver's licenses, free health benefits, free legal aid, and sanctuary status. In the end, this will surely backfire, and we will be the ones to suffer. This policy is insane and is anti-American. Tonight, I ask this council to vote on a resolution to authorize a township attorney to file a federal lawsuit against Governor Murphy, who always talks about immigration, his administration, over an immigration directive that prohibits state, county, and local law enforcement agencies from engaging in routine acts of cooperation with the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This is about public safety, not about identity politics. And it's disgraceful in a post-9/11 world that we need to sit here and discuss that. Americans come first. National security comes first. No one up here is advocating against legal immigration. That is a consistent socialist prop that when you oppose illegal immigration, you immediately use the racial word, which is extremely reckless. I'd actually suggest as county committee members, represent your constituents properly and to follow the law. And I back my law enforcement community. And what the elected officials in this state are doing by warning criminals, you're putting their lives in danger. By county jails not cooperating with ICE and forcing them to go on home entries and apartment entries and now hiding in vacant buildings, you're putting their lives in danger. And by the way, they have families. I am so tired of hearing this nonsense. This governor is a disgrace. And if you worry about spending money, call him up. $3.1 million for legal fees for illegal immigrants. Okay, come here the right way. There's legal ports of entry. Go to one of them and apply for asylum. You cannot apply for legal asylum by crossing the border illegally. And I can't stress enough that we take the vote tonight and file this lawsuit and work with the other counties to move forward with this. This is about not just protecting our communities, it's about protecting our members of law enforcement. We should not have to discuss this. I'm not finished yet. For a terrorist, travel documents is as important as weapons. This is in the 9/11 Commission report. I suggest people start reading it. Did 9/11 not happen? Now we're going to sell it as a bad dream? You have elected officials that want to abolish Homeland Security, which was created post 9/11 to protect everyone in the community. This false narrative by socialists who come here, and this is what the socialists do. When you don't agree with them, what do they do tonight? Step up to the microphone and call you names. I'm a racist because I'm a proud American, and I stand for the national anthem. I kneel in church. And God bless America.